Hello, welcome to another video. You came back for more. In this video I attempt to refurbish this old vintage office desk. The desk is really well made, so stability wise it's in excellent condition. Unfortunately the same can't be said for the tabletop. It looks like Freddy Krueger's had his hands on it. I don't think I've seen so many scratches on a piece of furniture in my life. There's actually only one piece of hardware to remove on this piece. It was quite strange and it left me with a bit of an empty feeling, if I'm honest. I bought this desk for £20 on Marketplace. I always try and find out a little bit about the furniture when I go to collect. The guy told me he'd worked there for 30 years and the desk had always been there. He also said he remembers it always looking this bad. So I think a well-deserved retirement is in order. So I faced a bit of a dilemma with this one. I knew there was a really strong chance I wouldn't get the scratches out, but then I thought if I didn't try, I'd never know. So I decided to go for it. There was a few techniques I wanted to try, and I figured it was all experience. And in some strange way, I think I'm addicted to sanding. So here you can see the extent of the damage. Steam is an effective way of removing scratches and dents from wood. So you can apply a wet cloth to the surface and then go over that with a really hot iron. Inject as much steam as you can. That causes the wood to swell and the wood fibres will raise. And then depending on the extent of the damage, you should be able to just sand out those scratches. I could see a massive improvement after this technique. Unfortunately, it just confirmed what I thought originally. The surface was just too damaged. So it was time to go with plan B, which was to turn the tabletop round. I routed the edges with a 45-degree chamfer bit. Because I turned the tabletop around, I needed to fill the holes where the screws had been underneath. And this is the only piece of hardware I need to take off and clean. And this is the drawers after I sanded them inside and out. I always try a few different products when I'm cleaning the hardware. On this occasion it was Barkeeper's Friend that did the trick. Because of the extent of the damage on the surface, I knew staining was out of the question. So I went with a walnut wood dye for the drawers and the table legs, which I thought would contrast nicely with the chosen colour. Isn't frog tape a wonderful invention? I gave 2 coats of primer for the sections that needed to be painted. I chose navy blue to go with the walnut colour. I've always loved these 2 colours together. I also wanted to add a little bit extra to this project. So stay tuned for that. To make the cut for the brass inlays, I used a 10mm router bit, the same dimensions as the brass strip. I adjusted the router bit to the same depth as the brass strip, and then I just went for it. It turned out to be the perfect fit. To cut the edges of the brass strip, I adjusted the angle of the jigsaw to match the tabletop. I used a metal blade in the jigsaw, and then I just went for it again. To smooth off the edges, I used 400 grit sandpaper. Satin wood paint takes about 6 hours between coats. The perfect opportunity for a beach break with Charlie Boy. Let me see. There you are. I just love to watch his little fringe blowing free in the wind.
Nice walkies. See, they're nice walkies.
That's enough now, Charlie Boy, let's get back to work. I used a 120 grit sandpaper on the underside of the brass strip. That creates scuff marks, so when you put the glue on, it's got something to stick to. Now to make the brass shiny, I use 600 grit sandpaper. It's wet and dry sandpaper. It works really well if you wet the object first. I then used Brasso, which is a polish. Any type of brass polish will do the trick. I applied super glue and used clamps to hold the brass strip in place. I'd like to say a massive thank you for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It makes a massive difference to a small channel like this one. It's also completely free of charge. Also, massive thanks to the regular viewers and for the lovely messages that you send. Thanks again for watching and enjoy the final results.